Hi guys, I just concluded the first phase of entrepreneurship development and business management, and here I am again, trying to introduce the second phase of entrepreneurship development and business management. And this second phase is actually referred to as the challenges of industry and the way forward. The challenges of industry and the way forward. And here we have just two clauses to talk about here on the challenges of industry and the way forward. And this is specifically Nigeria, which of course cuts across the African nations or the African continent. All right. So of course that we have a lot of challenges that we are faced with in Nigeria today, or as a black race, as long as industry is concerned. And of course, it's very obvious. One of it is the fact that Africa is the most endowed continent in the world. However, Africa, is rated the lowest in economic value globally. Let me take it again. Africa is the most endowed continent in the world. However, Africa is rated, as the economy with the lowest value globally. And what does that tell you? What does that teach you? It tells you that a lot of things actually, have gone wrong and is still wrong in Africa, and in a way with Africa and with Africans. What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that there is something that really needs to change when it has to do with our development structures or system. And there's also something that needs to change when it has to do with the way we manage our resources. Africa is known for producing raw materials, but Africa is not known for conversion of these raw materials into finished product on a large scale, which means Africa is not known on a very large scale for manufacturing, which is called the real sector. For your information, every country or continent is supposed to have 3 different sectors of economy. And these 3 sectors are supposed to be fully maximized or utilized. What do I mean by that? The first sector is what is called the primary sector, which has to do with anything that relates to extraction of materials. For instance, in Nigeria and around Africa, you have, crude, okay, that is used for fossil fuel. You have coal, okay. You have other resources, okay, related to agriculture, all right, in Africa, not just in Nigeria. So all of these type of resources I've mentioned right now, okay, you can extract them. And because you can extract them, okay, they are at the primary sector level. That's what is called the primary sector, okay. Any industrial activity that is related to extraction, that Nigeria has so much resources, so much minerals, as just as some other African countries, in Africa. But in spite of all these minerals that we have, in fact, I have a list of these minerals, okay, that I can mention right now. But in spite of these numerous minerals we have, Nigeria and other African countries are known for producing raw materials. Not even all of the raw materials, not all of the minerals, okay? So you can imagine we are not even producing all of the minerals that we have. We are known just for producing just few of our raw materials. And the people to whom these raw materials are exported to are now making so much from it. They become the idea generators. They become the drivers. They become the people who determine what the raw materials are used for, whereas we are the owners of these raw materials. What do you think about that? Because the real sector of economy has not yet surfaced in Nigeria and other parts of Africa, which has to do with manufacturing. Before you can now talk about the tertiary sector, where you have the service industry, where you have consultants. Why do you need the tertiary sector after the manufacturing sector, which is the real sector of an economy, has emerged? Because you need proper management. You need proper system to be able to allow businesses and industries to survive. This was what once, sometime happened to China. China was doing well, at the real sector level. but they couldn't go far because they didn't have good management system. They didn't have the tertiary sector operational, and the government of China decided to get their schools to turn out management graduates that would help to manage their industries. And that was how China came up again and began to function, as expected. Japan, the same thing. A man like Jiran and co were able to propagate the gospel of quality control, that is quality management system, in Japan over the years, and Japan was able to rise up because of proper management system. So every country and every continent needs the three levels of these economic sectors to be able to shine in the global scene. And this is what Africa is lacking right now, I can tell you. Here in this material, we have discussed these challenges, and of course, they are numerous. This, what I just explained now, is more like a summary. We're going to be discovering more of the challenges that we have as long as Nigeria is concerned, and as long as industry is concerned in Nigeria. That's just one of it. And then secondly, we talked about the common business mistakes that intending businesses and existing businesses make. The common business mistakes. In fact, let me just make a summary of it as well. The very common mistakes that business people make is that they do not do a detailed feasibility analysis. They do not set goals. They do not have good management systems, and so they do not have structures. How can such a business survive? You may start a business, you're making so much money, but you don't know where the business is heading because you do not have a proper system in place. Here in this second phase, you're going to be learning about these mistakes. You're going to be learning about the challenges of industry in Nigeria, so you can also understand where to put your faith. Having said that, I'm going to do a quick run through, here of some of the things you're going to be seeing, in course of running through these two phases of causes. Unemployment rate in Nigeria, history, of industry, of what industry was in Nigeria, and the diversification, cause of unemployment, remedies, which is the way forward to tackling this unemployment, and then the theory of progression, which is what I explained earlier, having to do with the three sectors of economy of any country or continent that must survive. And in common mistakes, we look at the issues of competitors analysis that people do not make. Remember, this is in line with feasibility analysis. We looked at no unique business idea, lack of goal setting, lack of business selection checklist, lack of checklist for assessing personal strengths, and then lack of sample business plan. These are the common mistakes that business people make. And in this particular material, you are going to be learning about these great causes. And that is what we have here. That's what we have here. So this is a great material for anyone who really wants to succeed in business. Learn about the common mistakes and learn about the industrial challenges we have in Nigeria. In spite of all the resources that we have. All right. So I'm going to be coming your way again to discuss the third phase of this great entrepreneurship development and business management material that I've put together for any business person that wants to truly succeed in spite of all the resources you may have gathered, but you want to truly succeed by understanding this. I'm coming your way soon. Thank you.